Hi guys! Well, today I wanted to make a video under the sun, but the problem is it's raining, so I hope you will hear the sound well enough. But anyways, here I am here in the woods to make a video review of a new knife I have got, following the rules I've set for my knife reviews. And the knife I'm going to review today is the Bark River Aurora, which is the CPM3V version. This is the steel that they use for that version, and it has a very nice ebony, black and white ebony and red liners. So excellent knife in the hand. But now I am gonna begin the test, as always, by the feather stick. Just something I wanted to point out is that I don't know if you remember, but I've slightly changed my way of counting marks for my blades, and now I have 3 appreciations for every knife, for every step of my my test. It doesn't do the job, it does the job, or it performs very well. So it's kind of excellent, very well. It's better than just doing the job. Okay, so let's go with the feather sticks. So, feather sticks. Okay, so I could do that for an hour. It's really comfortable. The blade slides on the wood here. See, I don't need to add a lot of pressure to have paper thin feathers. I just have to get used to the angle of the blade, but I can get really thin feathers using this technique. So no worries, you will be able to light your fire using feather sticks made with that Bark River Aurora. So it performs excellently. Now sometimes people have problems or think it's a bit more difficult to use a convex ground blade to make feather sticks. You just have to get a bit used to the angles of the cutting angles, but once you have found that with experience and training, it will be a real pleasure to use convex grind blades. And this one is so sharp that it's really not a problem to make your feather sticks like so. Okay, so for general cutting, I could take pretty much everything. An apple, I've decided to take a carrot today. So the blade goes straight through, no problems at all. It's oh, cutting my finger, by the way. Works great. I have no doubt that this same blade will perform as well on rope, on food, on pretty much everything you have to cut. for simple chores, so well, it performs really well. And what I like is that the grind is really well centered, so you don't have a problem to cut straight through. Sometimes with some blades you will dig a bit on the left or on the right or so, and won't go and make a straight cut, but here it's not the case. It's really well centered. It's perfect for cutting everything you have to cut for small chores. So general cutting, excellent. Okay, now let's see how it performs for battening this piece of wood. Okay, well, I think, as you've seen, it performs very well for battening. The advantage of having a blade that is thick and, well, a bit longer than, for example, the Feldkniven that I use a lot, is really comfortable to batten. And here, the piece of wood I've used was a bit larger than usual, but this is exactly the kind of stuff that you would use out in a survival situation. So battening, excellent. Okay, so now the handle of the knife has a nice shape and is really large, so really long. This means that with gloves it's comfortable to use, but also that with the shape it has, you can hold it really far from the blade, which is excellent for the next task, which is chopping. Well, it does the job. It bites really well in the wood. Now I have only one thing. Perhaps I should test that with gloves that are not that wet. I've chosen ebony wood for the feeling in the hand. Now it's a bit more slippery with gloves. With the shock here, it doesn't slip at all. Now also with my bare hands, I can really hold it. It doesn't slip, but when I was cross-cutting my piece of wood, I remarked that even if the feeling was really good in the hand. It did slip a bit, so I did have to take it back well in the hand before continuing. So here I will say that it does well the job, but it's the intermediate results that I will give for this one, because it does the job. But here under the conditions of my test with wet gloves, rain and all, it did slip a bit, so it performs really well for cross-cutting. As I've said, it bites the wood really well. I'm just gonna do a bit more. Well, same problem here. I begin with my hand like so, and I finish with only one finger. So here I will definitely add a lanyard to the handle, just to be sure I don't throw my blade at my cameraman while doing the chopping on the next test. But it performs really well. Just won't give the excellent mark in here. Perhaps it's the shape of my hand, but I've slipped with gloves, without gloves. My hands are not that wet, the handle is a bit, but here it doesn't slip. With the shock on the blade, I find that it's the position of my hand changes, so maybe it's my mistake, but well, it does the job really well. It's not excellent because of that problem, but it's really good, and you will be able to cross-cut any pieces of wood. It won't be a problem. Just you will need to add the lanyard on that one, just to be sure. Okay, next test, sorry, is the making of something that could be very useful in a survival situation, which is a trap. So here I'm gonna make a standard figure 4 trap. Okay, so I messed it up a bit, but it works. It works well, and this knife is really comfortable and does really well, an excellent job for whittling. It's comfortable, you can really well do the cross cuts. with the knife backwards, you can choke on the blade like so. Here, really comfortable for precise cuts. Well, the design is perfect, it works really well, and it's a great performer on that field. Now, next test is the fire steel. Another really important part of survival is being able to light a fire, and well, if you have a fire steel and no striker, I think that it speaks for itself. The sparks, it makes a really big shower of sparks, so it's really perfect for lighting a fire. It will work, it's excellent. The spine is really squared off, so it scraps the fire steel really well. So I will say it's excellent. Okay, so now the features. The handles on this very model are made out of black and white ebony with red liners that you may see here. The profile of the handle is really comfortable. I don't know if you can see that well, so here you see the profile from the front and from the side. It's really well designed. It holds in the hand really well. Those two cuts here are great for having a big grip. I have average hands. The handle is really long, so this is a good feature so that you can put your hands wherever you want and always have a good grip. It's only wood, untreated wood, but I can say that it's not that slippery even with wet hands. What else? The tank is hollowed out so that the weight is a bit more on the blade, as I've heard. The blade is Scandi grind. I will write the features like the thickness of the blade on at the end of the video, the weight, the length, and every information that you may be interested in. So excellent handle. I really like the design, the way that you can grip it. The only problem, as I've said, and it's not really a problem, is that if you want to do some chopping, I just had the fingers, found the fingers slipping with the shock, but not because of the grip. So excellent handle, excellent performances in that field. Now the sheath, I'm sorry, it's raining harder and harder. The sheath that came with is made by knife chip free. You won't see the design. I haven't treated that sheath. Now the sheath is really good. It's a Forester sheath, as it's called. You have a fire steel loop, which is an excellent feature in my opinion. It doesn't have a dangler. In the woods, in thick brushes, I do prefer to have a dangler, but here, well, it's really a comfortable sheath as well. Looks tough and solid. I will treat it with water repellent as soon as I'm back home, and it's worse and worse. So, edge retention. Just gonna test here, haven't resharpened it. I can, okay, don't know if my friend can make a close-up on the blade here. It's shaving sharp, hair popping sharp, as I've said. so it keeps its told the steel CPM3V, excuse me, is told to be really tough and have a really nice edge retention. I've already really honed it on a laser strop and got the hair popping sharpness back in a matter of minutes, about 30 stropping on the leather. So excellent edge retention, excellent ease of resharpening. The handles are excellent too, the sheath is really good, and well, something else I like is that you have a lanyard hole near the pommel of the knife. You don't have a quillion, so this is a feature I really like, or not have a huge quillion, because sometimes I can't hold as well a knife that has a quillion. Some people will prefer for security, but here I was really assured and I had confidence in that handle. No worries that I could slip on the blade, so it's absolutely not a problem. Other thing is that it has a drop point that is aligned with the center of the knife, so this means really easy to drill in wood for making your half-board for your bow and drill. And well, overall it's an excellent performer in all the fields I've tried, and I must say that I will stop that review right now because I'm getting soaking wet and the light conditions are worse and worse. So guys, this knife, Aurora 3V, made by Bark River Knives and Tools, it's an excellent bushcraft knife. It has been designed for bushcraft uses. You can feel that if you have already tried it, or I can say that I can feel that it's built for bushcraft uses. Excellent tool for survival as well. Costed about, I paid less than $300 to $160 plus $40 for shipping to Switzerland. That's a problem living out there, but for the price you have an excellent knife, and you can be confident in that blade. And well, if you have to count on it and bet your life on that knife, this could be done without any doubt and worries. So guys, I'm going back home now. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Cheers.